Hello and welcome. So previously we have worked on this basic application where we have a list of products and their prices, and we have this buy now button. When we press this buy now button, we are redirected to a Stripe checkout page where a user can input his email address, his credit card. Now I'm inputting a valid test credit card, input his name on the card, and press pay. And Stripe will validate this credit card and try to receive the payment. And if Stripe manages to successfully receive the payment from this credit card, through webhooks, the sales count of this specific product will be increased by 1. And now we're going to continue working on this application. Now, if I go into our webhooks and so on, we can see what actually happened on the Stripe side. Let's try going to our webhooks, for example, and have a look at the logs. So here we have all these webhook attempts that have succeeded, and let's have a look at the last 4 webhooks that happened just now. So we had a new customer that was created because we don't have any customers registered in the application at the moment, and in the checkout we did not define a customer. So if I go to the checkout page, in the checkout we did not define a customer. That's why we created a new Stripe customer. Then there was a payment intent created for this customer to buy products for a specific amount. Then a charge has succeeded, and after the charge has succeeded, the checkout session was completed. And when the checkout session was completed, Stripe sent a post request into our Ruby on Rails application, into the webhooks controller, the create action, and it was decrypted, and we have this checkout session completed, and here we basically get this webhook with this JSON data, and we get the product from this JSON data. We just find the product by the amount that was paid. So the price was 6,900 cents, and we just find a product that has the price 6,900 cents, and we increase the sales count by 1. Now we have a few things that are kind of wrong in this approach. First of all, we find the product just by the price, and we would definitely have a problem if we had a few products with the same price. And also, we create a new customer for each checkout session. So we do not have a customer defined. Now we're going to tackle both problems one by one. First, we're going to not have to create a new customer for each checkout session. There are 2 ways we can do it. The first way is we will create one Stripe customer, and we will be assigning all the payments to this one customer. It's not the best approach either. The second is we're going to allow users to log into our application, and when a user logs into the application, he will be automatically assigned a Stripe customer ID, and all his purchases will be assigned to his customer ID. Now let's have a look once again. So if we go to developer, webhooks, we'll go to the logs. I will have a look at this checkout session completed, and it was done for this customer. If we open the customer, we see that he has paid $69 for some kind of product. I have this payment intent. I will open it, and inside I see that there are a few line items. So one of the items is for a product named Nokia brick phone, and the price was $69. So here I open this product, and I see this product doesn't have any price at the moment, but we can add a price for it. Now, what we are going to do now is we're going to install the Gem Devise, and automatically, when a user registers in the application, he will be assigned a Stripe customer ID. So let's go and install the Gem Devise. Let's go to the docs, GitHub, Gem Devise, and install it. Okay, I found the Gem Devise. I will add it to our Gem file. on the bottom and run bundle. Next, I'm going to run Rails generate device install. And there are a few things we need to do. So I will add this in our development.rb. I'm going to go to config, environments, development.rb, add this command. Okay, next, we already have a root. Then we're going to add these two lines to our application HTML view. So views, layouts, HTML, application HTML. Okay, and we're going to run Rails generate device model. Now we're going to have a device for users. So we will run Rails generate device user and Rails db migrate. Now I will say Rails server. And now users will be able to log in, but we will also make it so that the application is available only to logged in users. So we will go to our application controller. And here we will say, before action, authenticate user. So now a user has to be logged in to view the contents of the application. They're going to sign up. We'll add some kind of random email, random password, password confirmation. And welcome, we have signed up. Oh, you see, actually, we have these notifications here twice. That's not really nice, but it doesn't matter for now. Also, we can add the user information into our navbar. So somewhere here I have saved a basic navbar for device. Let's find it. I'm going to find it in my blog. Okay, memo on navigation links when using Gem Devise. So if we have a current user, we'll have a link to the current user email and to log out. Otherwise, we're going to have a link to log in and register. Very straightforward. I will also add these to our application HTML. Just like this. Okay, so we have our products. I also added a link to the GitHub page of this application. We have our email and we have a logout button. So we have basically installed the Gem Devise. And that's it for now. I'm going to save our changes. Git status, git add all, git commit main, install Gem Devise. Okay, and now we are going to associate our users when they are created with a Stripe customer. So for this, we're going to create a new Stripe customer for each new user that we create. And we're going to assign the Stripe customer ID to the user. So for this, we're going to add a column to our users table named Stripe customer ID. Rails generate migration, add Stripe customer ID to users. Stripe customer ID integer. Okay, let's have a look at our migration. db migrate, add Stripe customer ID to users. And it's actually not going to be integer because Stripe doesn't keep the IDs as integers. They look like this. They are strings. So it's going to be not an integer, it's going to be a string. Yes, this is really important. And we're going to run Rails db migrate. Now I will start the server. And I will refresh. And we can also try to display the user's Stripe customer ID if the user has one. So we will say equals current user dot Stripe customer ID if he has one. But this current user doesn't have a Stripe customer ID. So now what are we going to do? We're going to run the command to create a Stripe customer for this user with this email after the user is created, and we're going to do it in the user model. So we're going to go to our models, user.rb, and we're going to actually first we'll add def to s email and we're going to add a callback after create do. Okay, and we're going to say customer equals stripe customer dot create, and we will say that the email is the user's email, and we're going to update the user's column update stripe customer ID with the customer dot ID. Let's see if this works. I will try to create a new customer, a new user. I will log out. I will sign up with a new account. And you see, the user was assigned a Stripe customer ID. Now, let's see what happened on the Stripe side. I will go to developer and logs. Now, did anything happen? Let's see. Yes, so you see, just now we had a post for customers create, and we created a customer with the same email address as the currently logged in user. Here's the email address. So this works. Now, whenever a new user signs up to our application, he is assigned a Stripe customer ID. Let's save our changes. So I will say git status. What have we done? We've added a column Stripe customer ID to users. We run the migration, and we added a callback in user RB. After the user is created, he is assigned a Stripe customer ID. So git add all, git commit main, and we will say user is assigned Stripe customer ID after create, and git push. We will also push to Heroku, so git push Heroku main, and run the migrations and try seeing if it works on Heroku. Okay, you see, I get this rejected. I failed to push because the current branch is behind. So I will just say git push Heroku main false. And I'll be back when we finish pushing to Heroku. For now, I'll pause the video. Okay, I have pushed the application to Heroku and run Heroku Rails DB migrate. Let's see if it works. I'm refreshing and I need to sign in. Okay, I will sign up. Here's my email. Here's my password. Done. And you see, I was also assigned a unique customer ID. This one is different from the other one. Now, if I create another account, so sign up, I will also have a unique customer ID. And what is it for? This is for us not to have to create a new customer for each checkout, and for us to be able to trace all the sales, all the payments to the same customer. So now let's go back and see to it that when we create a new checkout, we do not create a new customer each time. And maybe we won't have to actually input the email address. Now I will start the server. Yeah, the button isn't working because I don't have the server running. Okay, I'll refresh. I'll press buy now. And I want this sale to automatically be assigned to this customer. So how are we going to do it? Well, we're going to define the customer in the checkout session. I will go to controllers, checkout controller, and here we can also say that the customer is the current user dot stripe customer ID. Let's see if this works. I'll press buy now. And you see, we already have the email set here by default. If I log out and log in with another user. And press buy now, I will have the email of this user. So this way, basically, Stripe is telling us that we have a user created and a customer created to which we assign the sale. But you see here, we do not have an email. Why is it so? Well, because this specific customer, this specific user was created before we added the function to add a Stripe customer ID after creating the user. So I will just not use this user. I will go to the other user that has a Stripe customer ID and try to create a payment. I will pay for this iPhone X. I don't need to input my email anymore because I'm logged in. So I put in some kind of card details. I pay, and let's have a look at how it looks from the Stripe side. So the payment is still processing. Okay, I will now refresh this page. And here are the latest logs. But I actually really like looking at them in the webhooks. It shows a more easily readable format, I would say. So what happened at 5 o'clock? We had a payment intent that was created. So for the iPhone that cost $999, then the customer, it is this customer, YQ, the one that is logged in. Then we had a checkout session completed and a charge succeeded. So as you can see, we assigned this charge to the existing Stripe customer. Works nice. So now we can save our changes. What have we done? We've done a really simple thing, get status. We have assigned the checkout to a specific customer, to the current user with a specific Stripe customer ID. So git add all, git commit m, assign checkout to current user.stripe customer ID. Okay, looks nice. Okay, going to the next step. Here I have 3 products. One of them is Nokia brick phone. Let's try to buy it and see our logs once again. Here we have our existing customer. I put in a card, some kind of dates, and process the payment. And after the payment is processed, we will have a look at our logs. Okay, success. So I will refresh our webhooks. You can, of course, do it not in webhooks, but in logs. Okay, so we had a payment intent created, succeeded, checkout session completed, and charge succeeded. Let's have a look at the payment intent. I will open the payment intent. So it is $59 from this customer. We can actually also see the customer and see all his payments, the ones that were completed or incompleted. Anyway, going back. Here, if we go to the bottom, we see the product. The product was a Nokia brick phone. What if we press this product? We see we cannot actually do any actions with it. It is in an archived state. Why is it so? Because the product was created just for this specific transaction, because this isn't a product that we created in Stripe, and we don't have the product from our database associated with Stripe. Here in our products, we don't have this product. So now we are going to associate our products from our database with Stripe products. How are we going to do it? Also, we're going to add a product, a Stripe product ID to all our products in the database. So let's do it. I will check git status, no changes to add, git Rails generate migration, add Stripe product ID to products. Stripe product ID string. Okay, let's have a look at our migration. Here it is. So I will run Rails db migrate and Rails server. Let's also display the Stripe product ID in the products. So I'm going to go to products, index, and here we are going to display the Stripe ID. Stripe product ID. We have the product name, price, and we'll have product.stripe product ID. And as we see, all these products are not associated with a Stripe product. So we're going to do it now. Now, we're going to try this scenario. First, we create a product in our database, and from our database, we create a product inside Stripe. And we can also have a look at the Stripe documentation, and here in Stripe docs, payments, accepting a payment. If we go down, we have this information on creating products and prices up front. So with such a call, we can create a Stripe product, and with such a call, we can create a Stripe price associated with a product. A product can have many prices. So let's try creating a Stripe product in our console. Rails console. We will create the Stripe product, enter. If I call the product, here I get this product. And here is the ID of the product that we created. And I can also try creating a Stripe price. But I will need to associate the price with this product. So I will say price equals Stripe price create. And I have product. And here I will put this ID of the product. Then we need unit amount, currency, and that's it. So unit amount is going to be the price in cents. Let's say a t-shirt is going to cost $15, so 1500. And we have currency. It is going to be USD. Okay, close. And a price was created. I will call the price. And here it is. Okay, and now we managed to create a product and the price from our console. We can also view them in our products. I will refresh the page. Refreshing the page. And here we have a new t-shirt created with the price $15. Now we can even associate more than one price with this product. So here we have this t-shirt for $15. Let's make it 80 PLN or euro, EUR. Okay, I will refresh and see if we see that this t-shirt has multiple prices, not only one price in dollars. So you see two prices. Okay, now we are going to associate a Stripe price and a Stripe product with our products created in the database. So we're going to do it a similar way as we did with the users. We're going to have a before or an after create callback. We will say after create do, we will have product equals Stripe product dot create, and the name will be the name of the product. And we're going to have a price. Price equals Stripe price dot create. And I'm just going to copy some of this text. So we're going to have the product. It will be this product. then unit amount is going to be the product price. So it's going to be price, and the currency, well, in our case, we are going to have just the currency USD, but you can also add an additional currency field to your products table and also assign the currency to the Stripe product. And we're going to update the Stripe price or product ID. Now, did we name it product or price? Let's just check. We're going to update the Stripe product ID with the product.id. So let's see if it works. I'm going to create a new product. I will name it Cool Microphone. Yeah, because I really need to update my microphone. I will say the price is $150. Create product. Okay, prices require a unit amount or unit amount decimal parameter to be set. So we did not do this correctly. Let's go back and see. So going here, I will just add self.price and see if it works. Unit amount equals self.price. Okay, and I will create a new product. I will name it Cool Microphone, 100 cents. And the product was created. I will go back and you see it was assigned a Stripe product ID. Now, if I go to our products, you see we had a product, Cool Microphone, just now created with the price 150 USD. And it also has a price that is 150 USD. So now when creating a product and a price in our, when creating a product in our Ruby on Rails application, we have a product and a price created in the Stripe API and associated with our local product. Looks nice. Let us save our changes. I will say git status. So what have we done? We have added Stripe product ID to our products, and when a product is created, the associated product and price are created in Stripe. Git add all, git commit main, and we will say add Stripe product ID to products. Okay, looks good. Okay, so now we have a Stripe product ID associated with our Rails database table named products. And what we want to do now, if we'll go to our checkouts controller, here we have our line items, and we are passing the name as the product name, the amount as the product price, and the currency dollars and quantity one. But we can do it in a more efficient way and more kind of correct way. So if we go to the Stripe docs, we see that we can actually just pass the ID of a Stripe price. So here, instead of passing in the currency, the name, and the amount of the product, we will just pass the ID of a price. So here we will just say price equals product.stripe price ID. So that when we create this checkout and payment intent, and when we create a sale, the sale is associated with the actual and existing in the Stripe database product and price. But the problem here is that we only have the Stripe product ID, not the Stripe price ID associated with our local table of products. So we will also want to add the Stripe price ID to our products. I will go and say Rails generate migration, add Stripe price ID to products. Stripe price ID string Now going to DB migrate. Here we have this Stripe price ID. So Rails DB migrate. And when we create a product, we will also say update Stripe price ID with the price.id. And let's also make the Stripe price ID visible in our views. So in products index, I will say Stripe price ID. And here I will say product.stripe price ID. So you see, in Stripe, we have we're keeping in two separate tables, products and prices. A product has many prices, but for this example, in our local database, we have products that have specific prices. And I will create a new product and say Disney movie. Price will be $10. Okay, I will go back and I see we have an associated Stripe product ID and Stripe price ID. So now going to our checkout controller, we can say that the price will be the product.stripe price ID. Let's try. I will press buy now. And we are redirected to the Stripe checkout. And here we have Disney movie. So you see, we didn't manually pass in the name, the currency, and the price. We just passed in the Stripe price ID. And it knows that it is a Disney movie that costs $10. So I will update the card information, the month, the year, the CVC code, the name, and so on. We will proceed with this payment and have a look at our logs afterwards. You see, Stripe can take actually quite a while to validate the payment, but it's done. I will go to developer. Again, I will go to webhooks, not to just logs. And here, what do I see? Now they are all failed because I'm doing it in the development environment and I did not connect the webhooks to the development environment, only to the production environment on Heroku. But what do we have? Payment intent created, charge succeeded, payment intent succeeded, and checkout session completed. Let's have a look. Payment intent succeeded. I will open this payment intent. It has one item, a Disney movie, and we can see this product. So looks good. And this is actually an active product. It is not an archive product. So this is a product that we actually have and can use. So what have we done now? We've just added the Stripe price ID to our existing products table. And when we go to our checkout, we check out for a specific price. So we find the Stripe price ID and we pay for this product. Now, it will not work for all of our other products that do not have a Stripe price ID and a Stripe product ID. But that is the past and we're moving into the future. So we have to have all our users have to have a Stripe customer ID and all the products have to have a Stripe product ID. And more importantly, a Stripe price ID for our case. So now let's save our changes. I will say, okay, git status, git add all, git commit main, and I will say add Stripe price ID to products and checkout session for a specific product. Okay, now really good. Let's push to Heroku. Git push Heroku main. Okay, so I have pushed the changes to Heroku and I'm going to see how it works. So I will create a new product. You see, I already have a Stripe customer, new product. Let's say new laptop. I will say the price is $1,500. Create product. The product was created. I can see that it was assigned the Stripe product and the Stripe price. I press the buy now. Again, I will input a code. You see the price and the product name were inputted correctly. And actually, we can try also adding a logo later on, an image of the product. Or, you know, we can actually even add the image now. I will go to Stripe. Here I see this new laptop. I will open this new laptop product. I will go to edit product. I will upload an image. So here I have a laptop, save product. And I will refresh the checkout session and see if the product image was attached. So you see the product image was attached. Now I can input my card information, a month and a year, a CVV code, a name, and see if everything works. In the meantime, I will go to developer, webhooks. I will go to my production endpoint and see. Okay, we have quite some webhooks. I'll refresh once again. And you see the sales count was not increased by 1. So we get a failure. Why is it so? Let's see. I will open one of the webhooks and it says you need to sign up or sign in before continuing. So you see in our application controller, we said before action authenticate user. And because of this, Stripe is sending a post request to the webhooks controller create action, but it doesn't pass through because the application stops it at you need to be logged in. So we are going to skip before action authenticate user for our webhooks controller. So we will say skip before action authenticate user, something like this. Okay, now let's save our changes. Git status, git add. Now I will add this webhooks controller, git commit main, and skip device authentication for webhooks controller. Okay, now I'm pushing to GitHub and to Heroku, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so I have pushed to Heroku. And let's try to resend the webhooks. So I'll press resend, resend, resend. And now I will, yeah, actually I don't really have to refresh. You see, the webhooks started succeeding. So I can try to refresh this page. And you see the sales count has increased by 1 because the webhook has succeeded. So looks nice. What have we done? We have added the possibility for users to log in, and when a user is logged in, he is assigned a Stripe customer. Also, the products that we create are assigned Stripe products and Stripe price IDs. And when we press Buy Now button, a product is found from the Stripe products, and the sale is made for this product. And the webhooks work with device. So looks quite nice. This is it for this lesson, and we will continue later. Thank you, and please like this video.